Last year, I developed an infection in my brain. The infection was caused by a fungus called Candida parapsilosis. The best guess as to how the fungus invaded my body was via my intravenous nutrition called TPN. Unfortunately, Candida parapsilosis can be on healthcare workers' hands. The TPN is supposed to be done in a sterile environment. However, it is possible for the TPN to become contaminated. Once the fungus contaminates the TPN, the fungus loves sugar, and TPN is mostly sugar. So it starts brewing and growing and having a good old party in the TPN. You can't see the fungus, so you infuse the TPN, which has the fungus, and the fungus goes into your body and it can go anywhere it wants. And for me, it just happened to go to my brain. Now, the fungus does not just cause an immediate reaction. The fungus just kind of sets up shop a little bit by little bit. It makes you sick. I started just having these headaches and just not feeling well and very vague symptoms until one day it decided, we want to cause sepsis. So it invaded my blood, caused sepsis. And then thankfully, via blood cultures, that's how we found out I had a fungal infection. With knowing all this, that the likely source was my TPN, my IV nutrition, people have asked me, are you scared to go back on TPN? Are you afraid you're going to get another infection? My answer to that is no, I'm not afraid to go back on intravenous nutrition. I'm back on it right now. And am I afraid I'm going to get another infection? Well, there is always that possibility. There's a possibility of getting a bacterial infection. Your lung can get infected. There are a number of different ways that you can get infections. There's always that risk. But the other side of the coin is if I don't use intravenous nutrition, my health will go down. I am not able to sustain myself solely on oral intake. A feeding tube is not an option. I get so profusely sick whenever I've had a feeding tube. I do not tolerate the formula. The formulas have corn in them. I've even tried, I think it's called Kate Farms. It has rice. I'm very allergic to rice. That formula did not work. So there's really no feeding tube formulas I can use. And furthermore, throwing the feeding tube formula into my intestines just made me very sick. My body hated it, absolutely hated it. I had severe pancreatitis attacks from it, and my health was terrible. I just about starved to death. I started vomiting from my intestines. So feeding tubes are not a solution. So the only option is IV nutrition via an intravenous line or doing solely oral intake. Oral intake does not work so well for me. So it's pretty much I have to do TPN, I have to do intravenous nutrition. If that's what's going to keep me alive, that's what's going to keep me alive. Am I scared about that? No, not really. I'm just grateful. I've been on intravenous nutrition almost continually now for nearly 5 years. I started intravenous nutrition in March of 2021. So now it's 2026. Almost been 5 years. And this was really the only big infection I had. I did have one other infection, but that was stupidity. I'll say that. We were changing out some stuff on my PICC line, talking, and I did get an infection because it seems the spit, the saliva did land on some of the connectors, wasn't properly cleaned off, and I did get an infection caused by bacteria, which is found in your mouth. So we're thinking that probably happened when we were talking because it happened actually right after we did that whole event with talking. Now we don't talk. No talking. No talking when changing out stuff on my PICC line. And I have not had any more infections like that. So there are always chances you're going to get infections. But on the flip side, we have antifungals, we have antibiotics. So that's kind of what I rely on. I also rely on God. If God decides it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Is it going to be a brain infection? Maybe. Is it going to be a pancreatitis attack? Maybe. Is it going to be from a paper cut? Maybe. You never know. Never know. Never know what's going to kill you. And you can't live your life in fear, because if you do, you're just not going to live. You're just going to be fearful. And why bother? Just why bother being fearful? Anything can happen at any moment. And I choose to be joyful. I choose to be happy. And that works for me. So with all that being said, I'm back on my intravenous nutrition. I'm happy. Am I fearful? No, just happy. So I would just like to say, I hope you're having a great day, a great year. If I have not wished you a happy new year so far, happy new year, because, it's getting kind of late. And I hope if you're writing checks, some of you still write checks, or if you're signing documents, you have adapted to 2026, because I know until May, April, May, I still will always put last year's date. I'm still like 2025. Oh, but I'm going to tell you, when you put the 5, you can easily make it into a 6. It's a good thing about 2026, not so easy with some of the other dates, not so easy, or with some of the other years. But if you put 2025, yeah, just make that 5 into a 6. A little tip for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. Please also remember to comment and share. It really helps my YouTube channel. I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and if I haven't wished you a Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Okay, bye-bye.